Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video we're going to discuss, or I'm going to demonstrate what are some basic graph of polynomial functions. So I'll be focusing from linear, quadratic, and the cubic function. So let's start. So when you say linear function, it could be graphed in this manner. So let's have an equation first, which is y is equal to x. Now remember, it's y is equal to x, the graph is a line. Now creating a Cartesian plane like this one. So the y is equal to x will lead us to this manner where the graph, let me just change the color, would be valid. So it would have an intersection at the origin. So when you talk about y is equal to negative x, the graph will lead us to this manner, which is tilted to the left. No, let me have that. Let me erase that. So let me have another Cartesian plane. So assuming that is your Cartesian plane and that is the origin. So when you graph that, it will lead us to this graph, which has a negative slope. So when it is positive, this is how it modeled, and then this is now negative. As you can see, the leading coefficient is a positive and negative. So this is positive and this is negative. So that is one of the graph, the basic graph of polynomial function. So let's go to quadratic. So when you talk about quadratic, so quadratic function, the graph will lead us to a parabola. So a parabola is like letter U, however, it depends upon what is the opening. Now let's have now the first function, which is y is equal to x squared. Now the leading coefficient is positive, so technically when you have a Cartesian plane like this one, how do you graph that one would be an intersection at the zero and then going up on both sides. So it's like a letter U. While if you have now y is equal to negative x squared, now the opening will lead us to a downward. So if that would be your graph, this would be your graph. So assuming that is now a U that would intersect, once again, let me just make it a little bit, intersecting at the origin. So as you can see, is now the graph, how you sketch now the graph quadratic function. So assuming that this is now your graph, so it would have movement if there would be other factors to consider. However, if that is now the basic, where the leading coefficient is 1 and that's one variable. Okay, now let's have now the last one for this video, which is now a cubic. Okay, a cubic function. Now, a cubic function, as you can see, when you have a graph of it, so for example, I have now y is equal to x cubed. So looking now in a Cartesian plane, so once again, I have now a Cartesian plane here. Now, it also go with our origin. It would go here, and then it would go up, and then it would go down. So that's how the behavior would go. While if you have now the other way, which is a negative leading coefficient, which is negative x cubed, then working on a Cartesian plane, then we'll have now this manner. So it will have this one. So it's like a letter U going here and then going up here, the other half of letter U. So that is now the behavior would work. It's just like similar with the line, however, there would be a curve on it. I hope this basic graph of the polynomial function would help you, especially when you go on a more complex structure of the functions. Thank you for watching this video. Once again, this is the basic graph of polynomial function. Have a great day, everyone.